Welcome to the Running with James podcast. We are committed to helping runners, OCR athletes, and the everyday person get involved, get connected, and get committed to becoming the best versions of themselves. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Now here's your host, James Wyatt.
And welcome back to another edition of Running with James. I am your host, James Wyatt, and we are joined with our co-host, Lauren Inman, to my right.
Yo, sorry, I said it too early. Yo.
No, it's fine.
Very manly yo there.
Yeah, very deep, very deep.
This testosterone might be rubbing off on her a little bit.
I'll say,
think so?
matching the energy in the room.
I think so. She sounds a little more tougher now.
Been lifting those heavy weights now.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I told her the other day, I was like, we're in New York. Like, she had a t-shirt on, it was kind of tight. And I was like, dang, girl, your biceps looking good. Her arms looking good. And she immediately, I don't know if she took it as a compliment or like, oh my God.
All right, hey, give me a
unclean beast.
Give me a
Was it
flex.
the good one or the bad one?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, looking
little muscle there. That's good.
strong.
That's a good,
I mean,
good flex there.
She had like a vein like coming down the middle of her bicep.
Okay.
I think I'm just getting veiny. There it is.
Okay, yeah, you can see a cut there. That's a muscle.
Yeah, I was impressed. I thought it looked good.
I mean, look, if it keeps people from bothering me on the street, that's fine.
Okay.
That's it.
I don't
I
think
also
it will.
now I only give instructions like this now.
That's it. That's how you
Well,
should.
Seeing as how that didn't change your bicep at all because you still weren't flexing it, I wouldn't do
Your
that.
forearm. You're flexing your forearm.
You're flexing your forearm and pointing that way. Your bicep did
Also,
nothing.
I don't know if you noticed the strain on my face when I
She
did
looked
that.
like she was about to fart. It was freaking awesome. So I just offended her. She's going to like hold her breath and not talk the rest of the day.
Who else is here?
I don't know. Who else?
Have you introduced our other guests, or are we just going to talk
He's got
about
a mouth. He can introduce himself.
I'm back.
Carlos. in the house again.
Remember, what's the movie? Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going nowhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
My daughter this morning or today, when we were coming up here, I was setting up and she was like, Daddy, what are you doing? Do you have a special guest today? I was like, oh, no, it's just pretty much the normal people. So just Coach Lauren? I was like, well, yeah. And then we're going to have Coach Carlos too. Oh, is he like an ongoing thing? Is he like on the show now? And I was like, well, we'll see. And
kick him off any moment.
she's like, well, you can always just like get rid of him if he's not any good.
Cold blooded. That is just in the.
I was like, yeah, this is true.
That's just. I know.
I think that's how I'm going to do things from now
motherly
on.
daughter.
Like I think I've always been like very. And maybe I'm wrong. Lauren can correct me if I am wrong because she will. I know she will. But I've always been like very inviting and like very welcoming to just everybody. I just want everybody to be a part. Right?
Okay.
And then sometimes that like backfires because then they're apart and then I get to know them. They come on, they're not doing a great job. And then I got to get rid of them, but I don't want to get rid of them because then I feel bad. And I'm like, if I like tell them they can't be on the show anymore, can we be friends still? You know, because I always want to. We always have a thing, you know, talking about, you know, you always want to like keep the relationship strong.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes I think I'm a little too eager to get people involved, and maybe I should get to know people better and like keep everybody more at a standoff.
I mean, I think if we're talking about relating to having people on the show, I think it's all learning because you're learning. It's not always easy to like, unless you really know someone, to know if they're going to be a good guest, if they're going to have a good personality, if the personality you maybe see on their day-to-day, is it going to translate to radio or podcast land? And so sometimes we've definitely had some guests that were duds. I guess that might be a mean way to put it, but like maybe they weren't as exciting as we thought they were going to be.
They just were very monotone.
Yeah, and you've had to like navigate us out of that situation.
Yeah.
And you've done well. You've done well. You navigated in a very, very elegant way.
Yeah.
So I think you've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like if one day I just decide, you know what, Carlos isn't working out, he'll like text me and be like, hey man, what's the subject for today? I'm like, subject? Oh yeah, we're not doing the podcast anymore.
I could just see like an on-air firing. I'm like over here overthinking now. I'm like, this could be the day.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it can be.
It
That's
could
why
be.
you gotta keep your-
I'm gonna keep my A game.
That's right.
I mean, I got my notes here. I'm
Always be
ready.
ready.
I'm ready.
That's right.
honestly, now that you're here, I'm thinking my job's on the line. I'm like, I mean, he's got a bro in here, like a real bro, and I'm like, I could just
think
fall
it's
between the cracks.
I think everything from now on has to be performance based. I'm just gonna be honest. It's got to be. That includes me, right? I mean, I know it's my podcast, but you know, I could get booted off at any point in time.
One day we're just gonna come in and Carlos will sit in your chair.
Hold on,
Yeah.
Running with Carlos and Lauren, or Lauren and Carlos. What do you think we should do?
I think
You were here first, so I think Lauren then Carlos.
Sure, we could do that. The LC.
I was trying to see if
The
that J
LC.
could look like an LC, but
Yeah,
no.
no,
You have to get a new one.
it's yeah,
The LC.
yeah. Could we turn it
You can do Lauren
sideways?
runs with Carlos.
Lauren runs.
There you go. That's all ideas. Well,
Lauren runs
Carlos
after
gets
Carlos.
the runs when around Lauren.
Lauren runs after Carlos.
Oh man. So yes, Carlos is back again. And as long as people keep telling me, like, oh, I'm really enjoying Carlos on the podcast, you're going to keep coming on.
awesome.
Because that means people are listening and they're enjoying hearing you. The moment they're like, I really didn't like that one with Carlos the other day.
Don't turn on me, people. Please.
Yeah.
Don't turn on me.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I feel like you're getting a lot of love lately. I mean, all the reviews I'm seeing on BC Fitness, they're very positive, 5-star reviews. They're like, oh, yeah, we love BC Fitness. Such a great community. Coach Carlos is the best ever. Like, every one of them starts, and I'm glad they start with BC Fitness. But then immediately it's like, Coach Carlos.
There's a whole paragraph underneath. It's all you.
Yeah, I love BC Fitness. And Coach Carlos is amazing. The best coach of all time. He's so great. He's helping me become the best me I can be.
Hey, people.
Truth
the
hurts.
people spoke.
The people have spoken.
The people have spoken. So I'm
Yes.
just going to keep trying my best. And, thank you people for all the reviews. And don't forget to review the show.
You've been a good
Always-
guest,
always
Carlos.
peddling my
If
wares.
somebody reviews this show and they put on there, I love the Running with James podcast. Carlos is such a great addition. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I might come unglued. You get a specific shout out on a review. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You might have to kick him off just so people don't get too excited.
I might have to give him a break for a couple weeks and then bring him back on. Right? Let the dust settle a little
That's
bit.
fine. I'm coming back with that review framed right there. It's going on that wall. It's going on that wall right
I
there
saw you,
next
like,
to
look at that
Brave. Yeah, I'm looking
frame.
for a spot where I could frame that review. So
Right over your head.
right over my head.
Nice,
So
nice.
someone does it, I'm not going to be upset. Just
Nice.
throwing it out there.
Well, people, feel free to review 5 stars. And if you want to put a nice little comment about Carlos, that's fine. But, we also have Lauren here.
I'll say I would also love
Lauren
nice
could use
words.
some
I love
nice
words
words
of affirmation.
of encouragement
No, you-
and affirmation.
You'll have a
figure.
panic attack. You'll have a panic attack.
Words of affirmation are surprisingly my love language. Weird, I know.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like every time I try to give you a compliment, though, you like,
I can't take yours seriously
freak out.
anymore.
I don't understand that. How does that doesn't make any sense?
we had this conversation before because you're you're so sarcastic all the time. It's hard to tell when it's genuine and when it's like there's something tied to this.
Yeah, but when we're talking like, okay, so
I already don't like it. He's laughing.
I love it. I love it.
If you're walking and I walk up behind you and I'm like, dude, your arms are looking good. Are you going to take that as being sarcastic?
No, I'm rolling with it. I might even start walking around with my sleeves rolled
You may
up.
not even wear sleeves anymore, right?
All cut off. I'm
Again,
rolling
this
with
is
it.
exactly what my brain does because of past conversations. Oh my God, he's trying to sit and tell me my clothes are too tight.
If your clothes are too tight, you know what I'm going to say?
Your clothes are too tight.
Lauren, your clothes are too tight. Are you still wearing those shorts from high school?
Yes.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're gonna be like, yeah, I can still fit them. I'm like, no, you can't. Those will be that's not sarcasm. That's real.
And that's not a made up example. That's real life.
That is a real life
Yeah,
example.
that's real life.
Yes.
There's real
And
life
it wasn't
shorts.
too long ago, she wore those shorts.
I gave them to my niece.
And I was like,
they were problematic.
maybe you shouldn't be wearing those
Yeah, they've
anymore.
been within the last month or two.
That was like 2 months ago.
It was a
I
couple
gave-
months ago.
Yeah.
I gave them to my niece. I was like, these might actually have to go.
And how old is your niece? Let's for the viewers. Okay,
She's-
hold on.
we're tall,
No, okay,
we're
I'm just
tall.
saying over under 10.
Your height has so much to do with
We're
it.
tall.
Over or
for
under
our
10?
ages.
We are tall for
Over
our
or
ages.
under of 10 years old.
There you go.
Might
That's-
be 9 going on 10.
A strong, a heavy,
I
heavy
told
nine.
You,
A
I
heavy
told
nine.
you what Olivia said that one time we were shopping.
Oh yeah, and I agree. I told her that was the
We
truth.
went, it was some store. It was like, but it was a kid's version. And we were in there and we walked. Oh, it was Cotton On. That's what it was. It was Cotton
Oh, yeah,
On.
I like Cotton
And it was
On.
like the kids' Cotton On. And we walked in. She's like, oh, Daddy, look. It's a shirt like what Coach Lauren wears. And it was like
crop top.
a crop top for like a 6-year-old. And I was like, yes, baby, I know.
She did ask me that one time why all my shirts were why some of my shirts were cropped, and I said, well, when little kids are bad, I just take their shirts, and they don't get them back.
Nice.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Are you ready to unlock your full potential? I want to introduce you to the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, a powerful resource to transform your life today. With expert interviews, practical tips, and inspiring stories, this podcast is your roadmap to lasting wellness. Here's what a listener has to say.
I used to struggle with my health, but this podcast changed everything. It's like having a personal trainer, nutritionist, and life coach totally for free.
With over 2,000 5-star reviews, we're a podcast you can trust. The Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
So, and she was like, and I was like, yeah, so you gotta be good, otherwise I'm gonna snatch your shirt.
No, I mean, she wouldn't mind. This chick's trying to wear crop tops and everything else. I'm like, no, wear freaking clothing. There's no reason for you to be showing off your skin all over the place. Her mom got her like a 2-piece bathing suit, and we went over to your house the last time, I think. She's like, Daddy, can I wear this bikini? And I was like, what? You have a bikini?
A bikini? She calls it a bikini?
Yeah, I think she did.
That's weird
and
when
so
it's a kid.
I was like, well, let me see it. So she pulls it out. I was like,
Did you say no?
I'm like, dude, why? Why do you want to wear it? I didn't say no. I asked her why she wanted to wear it. She's like, because I like it. I was like, well, what do you like about it? It's comfortable. I was like, that is not true. There's no freaking way that is more comfortable than the other thing. And she's like, but it's just so cute. I was like, okay, dude, that's why you want to wear it. Like, that's like the lady that has back problems that's wearing heels, and she wears the heels even though they hurt her to no end. She's still going to wear the heels because she likes heels and she thinks she looks good in them.
As women say, beauty has a cost.
Yes. It does. I mean, for men, beauty has a cost too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
My niece went
Dinner.
through...
Movie.
My niece went through a crop top phase for a little bit where she wanted to wear them. It faded after like a year and a half. And then she kind of got over it.
Yeah, she's kind of over it. I mean, because I keep telling her no. So as long as she keeps
That's what
hearing
her mom
no.
did. Her mom said, you can wear a crop top and a t-shirt under it.
Yeah.
That's what her mom did.
Just like any good dictator, squash the rebellion early, smash it out, and
You got to keep the thumb on
That's
them.
it.
That's right. So, and the pop stick ready.
Ooh, the pop stick.
Is that why you've been carrying that in your bag? I noticed.
I have.
The pop stick is literally in his backpack.
She's been out of control. She has been like, and I
I
don't
saw it at the gym and I was like, oh my gosh, it's here.
like she's
Lauren
not,
got in line. Though.
She has not been listening to her mother. Like, we'll have to repeat ourselves multiple times, and like she will just ignore, like on purpose. It's not like she can't hear us. She is like, it's like straight rebellion, and like her mom's like, okay, you're gonna be grounded from your tablet, or you're gonna have to do this, or you're gonna be that, and like none of it is phasing her, not one little bit. So I was like, this is it. I'm not warning you anymore. Done. It's me and you. If this happens again, pop stick. So the other day, she was doing something, and I kept telling her, don't stop that. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And she kept doing it. And I was like, if you do that one more time, and I stopped myself. I was like, what the heck am I talking about? Why am I warning her?
How many warnings
I've
did
already
she
warned
get?
you like 40,000 times.
Yeah, it's a lot
this is all
of
going in my
warnings.
head. So I just went over, I grabbed the pop stick, and she saw me grab the...
She run?
She freaked the crud out. Ah! No, Daddy. No, Daddy. No, I was like, hey, I already warned you. She's like, how many? I was like, you're getting all of them until you calm down. All of them! She's like freaking out. I hadn't touched her, and she's already on the floor.
I can see this because I've seen these interactions sometimes, and they are a lot of drama.
It was amazing.
They're
I
a
gave
lot
her
of drama.
I gave her 3 pops, and I didn't even hit her. I didn't pop her that hard. I mean,
It's more of the idea.
it hurts my heart to like discipline her. I don't want to, and like, but it was amazing.
Got in line.
It was amazing. Like, she was mad at me. She was angry. She was giving me the cold shoulder, because afterwards I usually try to like calm her down, give her a hug, tell her I love her. This is not how I want things to happen. This is how we have to, discipline is only to help make us better. And she's like pushing me away. She's like, won't look at me in my eyes.
Like you're hugging her arms are just by her side.
She's giving me the Leah response. She's just like locked up. And so finally she kind of like loosened up. And then literally like 5 minutes later, she was doing something, and I was like, hey, I need you to stop that because we've got to go. I need you to go get the dog food. I need you to get whatever because I have got to go to work. Ignored me. So I grabbed that pop stick, and I just like, whap, one time. The rest of the day, she was like a perfect angel. Like, because I was like, I'm taking this with me. And I put it in that's what I took, put it in my bag. So she was helpful. And when we got there, that's why I was telling her to like.
Can we put it like on the wall in like a break in case of emergency?
Yes,
thing?
I know, right? So she had to clean the bathroom, and she was supposed to mop and like.
So she
vacuum
was
the
in
floor.
trouble.
She was, yeah.
Oh, I asked why she. I asked
No, she wasn't. That's not why I had her do
Oh.
it. I had told her on the way up, I was like, listen, this is not going to be about you. This summer, you're not going to be on your tablet just watching TV. We're going to do projects. You're going to do stuff. So today, you're doing work. When we go in, first thing, you've got to do these things. So she was in trouble, but that's not why she was doing that.
I was saying, because if you want me, I'll leave the bathrooms for her.
Well, I'm sure you would. So, but
It's my
no,
least favorite thing to do.
that's not why she had to do that. She was giving instructions.
Look at Lauren, ready to pounce on that opportunity. She is just
my least favorite thing to mess with.
Yeah.
So yeah, gladly.
So no. So, but I feel like when we went to New York, I mean, you think about this. Her last day of school, she didn't go to school because we went to New York, right? So we went to do the race, didn't get to do the race, and so we basically spent the rest of the time just vacationing, sightseeing, right?
Gallivanting around New York.
Going to all these places, doing all the stuff she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't enough. Like, she's still like, I want this. And I'm like, dude, who is this kid? This is not the kid I'm raising. I was like, this is not going to fly.
no.
So anyway, we've had some come to Jesus meetings in the last few days.
Well, don't use like some of the past travels. Like when you've left her, you've come back. She's a little bit, like what would you say,
That's
wilder kind of deal.
Yeah,
just like
Gaga's a bad influence.
That's what I mean. The
Because
grandma's just
she just lets her do whatever
That's
she
what I mean.
wants.
You kind of have to rein that pony back in kind of deal.
Remind them of like, this is not how things go all the time.
Yes.
I mean, she's a good girl. She's very smart. She does all her stuff. She does what she's supposed to do. But it's just like there's these times where it's like, I don't know if she's testing the waters and she's just trying to see what she can get away with. I don't know if she's just like, coming into her personality, and it's like the worst parts of me and Leah are like
Showing themselves.
Yeah, showing themselves.
The
Exactly.
manifesting. I
And
think it's that age because my nephew's doing the same thing.
so I don't know. I just think, she's developing and, she's learning, but I just want to make sure that I want her to be a good person. I want her to be like a considerate person. I want her to, make good choices and decisions. And kids don't do that naturally. So you have to like kind of mold them and help them with that. And, there's consequences if you mess up.
Well, that's like if you allow that behavior, then they're like 16, 17. Now you have a giant,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Big problem. Then.
Big problem
and
then.
Big problem with the license.
Yes, exactly. Can make a lot worse choices than, than an 8-year-old or however old.
Well, and I think part of the issue too is like, she's an only child, and Leah was my wife. She definitely wanted to have. Both of us, we wanted to have a kid, and we tried for so long. And we were married 12 years before we had a kid, right? So we had a lot of struggles, getting pregnant, and so it's like, Leah loves being a mom.
Yeah.
Right. And so she wants her to have all the stuff she didn't have. And she wants her to have all these great experiences we didn't get to have. And I'm like, this chick needs to get out and like shovel some manure. And she needs to get,
very different backgrounds.
She needs to get in dirt. She needs to put some work in. Like, cause I say it, it's so funny. Because like my parents said it, I'm sure your parents said it too. Like back in my day, or when I was growing up, we didn't get this up. And I catch ourselves saying, both of us saying that stuff. I was like,
I say it.
Why don't we just make her do some of the stuff we say that developed us? Like, since it's such an issue and she does it, she's so blessed not to have it. Well, let's show her how blessed she is. Let's get this chick on a tractor.
Maybe not a tractor.
No.
Maybe we start with like a little lawnmower. No. Not a tractor.
No, she's mowed the lawn before.
Has she?
But
Really?
she thinks it's fun.
Yeah.
So I got to find stuff that's not fun.
Yeah, like the bathrooms.
She like Tuesday.
We're
She was
circling
like,
right back
she's like Tuesday. She was like, Daddy, can I mop now? I was like, sure. She's like, can you get the mop out for me? I was like, no. Part of the job of mopping is you got to set it all up. You got to get it all out. You got to put it and clean it all up. She's like, but I don't know how. I need
Is that
help.
where the dirty mop pail
That
is
is
still
exactly
there?
right.
Girls got to finish the job.
That's right. But let's calm down.
She's getting high on her horse over there, isn't she?
You haven't set the best of examples because you have done that a lot.
No, I haven't.
Are you serious?
When did I leave a dirty mop? Once.
Now it's only once. See how quickly she backtracks?
I thought about it one time.
No, ma'am.
Because I was going to mop the kitchen.
No, ma'am.
And then you threw it out.
You do stuff like that all the time because you do it and you're like, okay, I'm going to come back and finish it. And then you go do something else and you forget about it. And like you'll leave the trash bag laying on the floor, or you'll leave the Fabioso like empty container on like a shelf. You do it all the time.
That one's true. That was supposed to go home with me to recycling.
All
All
that
the
one's
time.
True. That one is true.
Well,
I would like to.
As the
retract
story.
my
I'm proud of you.
As the story goes on, more and more evidence is coming. It went from I'm innocent. Exhibit A,
That's
Exhibit
exactly
B is the
Colonel
evidence.
Mustard
Yes.
in the gym with the
Lauren
Fabiosa.
in the gym with the Fabuloso
Yes.
and the mop. So
Well, actually, real quick, you mentioned it briefly, and we did. You tapped on it and went straight past like it was no big deal. New York, HYROX, didn't happen. What?
no, you were
I
there,
know.
clown.
I know, but I'm trying to set up a story for people.
Well, I mean, I think I posted about it enough, and I'm sick of people asking me about it.
Well,
so
guess what? Now we're going to talk about it for 45 minutes.
no, not for 45 minutes, like 20, because it was a disappointment. We didn't get the race. It was crazy. Like, we got there and we're warming up, and there'd been threat of rain or weather all week long, and they were like, "Oh, we're racing rain or shine," and then where my partner and I were running to warm up, and
Yeah, your
I get a
wife-
text from my wife.
Yeah.
This was for the night. The
Friday night.
Friday
Friday
night
night.
lights.
Friday
And
night
what time?
lights.
What 9:30? Correct. Your race
Our
time
was 9:20.
9:20. Okay.
Yep. So they sent a message. She sent me a message. Hey, they just made an announcement. They're not racing after 9 o'clock. I'm like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
no freaking way. Because it wasn't raining. It wasn't even sprinkling. And like the weather report said that like the rain wasn't coming in until like after 10, like 10:30 or
Yeah.
11. So I was like, no freaking way. So we get back and like it's pandemonium. There's people lined up
Oh,
in the help
man.
desk. It's like people everywhere.
Anger.
And so
I bet.
we made our way back into like the start line, and we went up to, some people at the start line were asking like, yeah, she went through the whole thing. And I was like, well, can we jump in on this one? She's like, no, it's completely full. You're not allowed to. So we went to the help desk like everybody else, and they made the announcement. So it was like we had two options basically, ultimately. So they said that they would decide after they'd shut everything down
Yeah.
what was going to happen. And hopefully they would get us in either Saturday night or Sunday night, or they would just refund us and give us a guaranteed entry into New York.
Okay.
So later on that night, I think Leah sent me a post or sent me a screenshot of a post that they had made like at 8 o'clock.
No, it was like
Or
an hour
8:30.
prior to what had happened.
Right. So 8 o'clock.
Yeah, was it 8 o'clock? Okay.
That they were canceling all heats after 9, that they were going to, if you wanted to, you could show up on Sunday at 6:40 and
Damn.
then race, and then or they would just refund you your race entry.
Okay.
So they had already decided
Yeah.
what they were going to do, but they just hadn't.
Totally.
I guess they hadn't conveyed that to all the people, the employees and stuff yet.
Gotcha.
So, our plane was leaving like at like 10:30 or something on Sunday morning, and we had a wedding we had committed to go to. So we landed, went home, changed, and went straight to the wedding. So it's not like we had a ton of time to navigate that. So we would have had to, change our flight. And it was going to be late enough as well that we would have needed to probably just stay another night, because we wouldn't have been able to make the last flight.
Dang, definitely disappointing.
So, yeah, it was a little bit disappointing. But, people keep asking me, they're like, oh, man, that sucks. Are you so disappointed? Are you upset? And, I was disappointed because we trained really hard.
Yeah, you handled it in general between the two of you. Obviously, Jessica was like really crushed by the news.
Were you there?
I was there. Yeah,
Okay.
I was actually with Leah when they made the announcement, and when
Okay.
I heard them say it, I was like I was looking for someone that I knew worked there, and I was like, I need like clarification for what I'm hearing. I was heartbroken for them. I was super upset for them. I was also a little worried for some of my friends that work at the venue, and they were like having to deal with all the people who are
Yeah,
angry.
I can't imagine what it
I
would have
felt
been
bad
like.
for
Yeah.
them because they had so many people coming at them like for blood, and I was like, they're just doing their best, and they're just taking orders from people above them.
Yeah, they said it was a city decision. So
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Oh, really?
that's what they said.
Apparently, so from what I understand, what I heard was that when there is enough of a chance of lightning or any kind of storm, the city, specifically on the harbor, will make businesses shut down because it's not worth the liability of something happening.
Gotcha,
So from what I understand, that's what happened.
The transit authority covers that, or
Basically.
something kind of.
I wouldn't put it past. It's New York City, right? So,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past them. So, but, it's c'est la vie, right? So, obviously we were bummed, right?
Yeah.
And, we've been training pretty hard, and we've been rating all year to race, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
we were supposed to race in Houston, and we didn't get to, and that was my fault, right? So,
and then she couldn't do Atlanta.
and she couldn't do Atlanta because she had a wedding or
finished-
something like that
yeah.
that she had to go to, and she had just finished the Boston
Literally
Marathon,
just finished
right?
Boston.
So this was like our last shot for the year, and then bam,
Yeah.
right? So we were bummed, but things don't always necessarily go. I think that's the thing. You make your best plans and you work toward it. You stay positive, And, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you keep moving forward. So, you know, I think sometimes we have setbacks, right? And people, a lot of times, they get really frustrated and upset and overwhelmed by setbacks. Setbacks are not necessarily failures, right? And just because something doesn't go necessarily your way, it doesn't mean that, you know, that everything you did was a failure, right? I think sometimes setbacks can be setups.
Yeah.
They can set you up for some awesome stuff, right? So, you know, one of the things I was telling Jessica was that, listen, yes, it sucks that we're not able to do it. It sucks that we're not doing it. But I want you to think about this. I want you to think about how much we trained, the workouts, the running, everything that we did. Think about the fitness that you received over this last year, like how much stronger and faster you are. That would not have happened had we not been training for this event. You would not have been as motivated, right? She just finished the marathon. So technically for the next 2 months, she would have been like recovering, you know, running easy miles, but she turned right around and got back into it again. And, you know, even though she was a little fatigued, she got a lot of fitness and got much stronger. And she didn't feel like it, but it was definitely true. She got better.
Yeah.
Right. And so both of us, you know, had like a goal to go for, and it forced us to really, you know, put in some really good work. And so, you know, no, we didn't get to do the event, but we don't lose that fitness. We don't lose all that work we put in. And now we're at a higher level so that if we start, so now starting for the next thing, which is, you know, not till September, October, November, whatever, you know, now we're starting from a different place.
Yeah.
And now we have even more motivation because we didn't get the race. So that's like bulletin board material, right?
No, so it's a win there.
Yeah.
And I would say, and the great thing about kind of your attitude is, you know, the setback was you had no control over.
No.
So like a setback of, say, like maybe you overtrained and, you know, you hurt yourself, or that would be very disappointing. And you could look to yourself of, oh man, why did I, you know, put that extra hard effort in that week kind of deal, or, you know, pull a hammy or something just due to you training too hard, like a mistake you personally made. But this is completely out of your guys' control. So that's, you know, exactly why you should have that positive attitude, because you did everything in your control to make this race happen, and just, you know,
just didn't work.
Didn't work. So
yeah. So I mean, I think sometimes you got to take those obstacles, those setbacks, and you have to just reframe the moment, right? So you turn that experience, like I said, kind of bulletin board material. So you turn it into fuel, not frustration, and then whatever lessons you can learn from it, right, can prepare you for whatever's next, right? So you can connect it basically to like personal growth beyond just fitness. So another thing, you know, I tried to convey to our group was, listen, like Jessica, she went with her dad and her son, and, you know, they freaking saw everything, you know, they went everywhere.
They did a lot.
And it was very obvious her son had a good time. It was obvious her dad was having a great time. And I'm like, you would not have taken the time to, you know, go on a trip with your dad and your son, which is a trip they'll probably both remember forever. Yeah. You know, like they that's just something her son is going to remember that trip. Right. And like, more than likely, she would not have taken the time to take that trip had it not been for that race.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and the same thing for us. We would not have taken, you know, Olivia got to go to New York like at the end of the school year. She's wanted to go to New York. It's one of the cities, Paris and New York are two cities she's always wanted to go to. And she was so excited about eating New York pizza. And, you know, she loved, like, she usually doesn't like walking and like huge groups of people. She's a lot like Leah in that. But dude, we went to Times Square and she was eating it up. She was loving it.
Oh,
and
nice.
She was like having such a great time. And then everything we went and saw, the boat ride and everything else, she was having such a great time. We would not have spent the money, number one, but we also would not have taken the time, especially that weekend, because everything that is the end of the school year, the wedding, you know, BC, everything going on, we would not have done that.
It was all right there.
Yes. So, but we still had a great time. You know, we had a great experience. She's going to remember that forever. So I think you have to be able to like take a step back and almost take the way my pastor says it a lot of times. He has a, you know, his pilot's license. And so he flies a lot, or he used to. And he says you have to sometimes just take a 30,000 foot view. So like when you're looking at something 2 or 3 feet away, your view is very limited, focused. Right? Your focus is very limited. But when you can get 10 feet up, 10,000 feet up, 30,000 feet in the air, you see so much more of the picture. Yeah. And that one thing you were focusing on becomes so small. Yeah. Right? And so you have to kind of take this look back and realize, you know, that, you know, it's probably not as big of an issue or as big of an ordeal as you thought it was.
Yeah.
And and those other things that are going around, those other things that you can see from that 30,000 foot view, you see, okay, that actually is more important than this was, right? So the time I spent with my daughter and my wife for that weekend, that was actually a bigger deal and more important than the race I was going to try to run, you know? And so when you reframe it and when you see that, I think it can definitely change your perspective, but they can also definitely bring that positive aspect to everything that you do. And so there is no failure, right? Maybe it's a setback. Maybe it's something that, that is disappointing, right? It does not change that it was disappointing. But you can see that, you know what? As long as the sun rises tomorrow, as long as the Lord doesn't come back and it's things are still going forward, then you're going to get another shot.
Yeah.
And you can be better. And now maybe instead of running a 58, maybe we run for a 55. I don't know.
Yeah. Just how you guys kind of, I'd say,
goal.
bounce back from this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not that you've done anything for it. Like you said, you've gained fitness, a whole big training block in there. It's just kind of, I would say the only thing disappointing for, all of us were excited to watch you guys.
I know.
We were that was like, I mean, I was ready to get on the app or actually watch Lauren live it. And, I was excited.
I literally just posted, we're going live in 30 minutes. And as soon as they made that noise, I was like, I got to cancel this.
Yeah. No. So
it's,
like I said, definitely we all felt for you. I know that.
Yeah.
Just because I say jealous is not in a bad way, but to see you guys train when I'd come in, to see you guys on the, on the ground at the end of the training session, I was like, oh man, they're knee deep in the training. It was,
right.
you know what I mean? Kind of get those goosebumps seeing that kind of training. It definitely was like, oh man, I'm excited for them. So that's, all the, your friends and, gym, people here, we were really excited. So we all, felt for you as well.
Right. Well, and here's how I look at it, right? So no matter what, in life, in training, you're going to have obstacles and setbacks. It's just part of it. And if you're not, then you're probably not trying very hard. You know what I mean? So when those happen, whether it's an injury, whether it's, overtraining and you're just exhausted, whether it's maybe the race that you've been planning for gets canceled, or it's not the best case scenario, and you don't get the outcome you're looking for. Well, I think so many people put so much onus or so much importance on the event itself or on the, the outcome of the training. So their goal is to lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks or something like that, right? So they put so much of the hype and so much of the energy on the outcome, and they miss the actual training or the enjoyment of the process,
like the whole journey,
through it, right? Yeah. So it's, you heard the idiom is just, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And that there's probably nothing much more truer than that, because honestly, if you're really doing it the way you should, you never really truly arrive. You're never going to get to this point of maximum fitness. You're never going to be the fastest person that you can be. And so the journey will the process and the journey will continue to move forward, even if you hit a goal.
That goal line just keeps moving back. Just 10 yards. 10 yards are just. And
so learning to enjoy the process. I mean, this has been a year where we've grown as as a podcast. We've grown as a gym. We've gotten new people in. I feel like a lot of the people that have even been here have their desires and their expectations for themselves has grown, and what they thought they were capable of has changed drastically. And as a coach or someone who, hopefully most people who own gyms, that is the ultimate goal. The goal is to help people realize that there's greatness, right? Or that they can do more than they think they can. And when you start seeing those shifts happen, that is one of the greatest rewards, I feel like, as a coach that you can have. And so when you're racing with those people and you're, watching them train and you're, you're, even if it, the ultimate goal, with Jess and I running the race, even if it didn't come to fruition, I still saw through her growth over the year, how much stronger she's gotten, how much faster she's gotten, how that's translated into everything that she's done. So it solidifies that the training, philosophies that we have works. It solidifies that, the mindset of overcoming and not giving up and never saying can't, that there's something to that. And so it really encourages me. And so the journey has been amazing, even though the ultimate destination was not realized.
Yeah, one thing, like when I'm talking to my clients, kind of about training, through the process leading up to a race, I always tell them, the race is the icing on the cake.
Yes.
The whole process, the training blocks, that is kind of, the cake and the like I said, the main HYROX race, 10K, whatever it is, just a little tip of the iceberg, the icing on the top, just like kind of the finisher of the whole kind of picture of the training block. Mm-hmm. So it's
like the reward.
The reward, yes.
It's the celebration of all of the efforts that you put in over the last however many weeks or months, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The reward. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. So, am I motivated to go out and like do something really awesome? Yes. Am I frustrated that we didn't get a chance? And for the first time since we've done HYROX, we're going to miss the World Championships. Yes, that's hard to like swallow because the World Championships is next weekend, and I'm not going to be there, and that's tough because like
you should just like show up and be like, anyone need a partner? Anyone need a partner?
I feel like
somebody might need a partner.
Now, I will say the competition this year was drastically greater,
super intense.
Like so many more people this year that
Real
are
strong
competing,
people.
And it's just going to get more intense, right?
All these weightlifters are figuring out.
But we were so close so many times, and they were races we weren't even trying to qualify with, right? They were just like, we were just doing races.
And it's, some of it, yes, the training, and some of it's luck of the draw. There's some races whenever a race happens, like Mexico or one of the other ones, I look at the times. I was like,
that would have been
I could have qualified there.
Yep.
I would have been on podium.
Yep. But then you go to another race.
It's like 7th.
Yeah.
It's
like
at that same
the
time.
best of the best are there, right? So
Crazy.
you can't control that.
You just that's what I mean. You try, like you said, train, do your best, and see how the chips kind of fall.
Yeah. So it's just how it works. But I will say this: next year, my goals are changing. They're going to be much bigger, much broader, much more aggressive, and we're. Hopefully this year they're going to do a better job of like giving us some more notice of when those races are so that we can like plan ahead and say these are the races we want to do, and then we can pull the trigger pretty quickly. But up to this point, it's been more like, we know we're probably going to do the ones in Texas, and that's kind of like, because it's kind of like the OCR stuff. There were ones we knew we were going to do, but then other than that, we're just like, But now I feel like because we enjoy it so much, doing more of the events throughout the year, and since they're going to have more of them, the opportunity will be greater to do that. So, that's exciting, and I want to race more.
Can I put everyone on kind of notice right now?
Sure.
I'm gonna put the whole world on notice.
Put them on notice.
On notice right now.
Let them know.
So, have to push it back a year.
Okay.
But once Tommy and me aged at 50, we're going to be snatching chains. You're going to hear the bike. We're going to be snatching chains. So I was a little disappointed. I thought Tommy was 49, but he's turning 48 this year.
48, yep.
So I got
one more year.
I know. I got.
Because you'll be 51.
Yeah,
and he'll be 49. That average you at 50.
You're right. So I just got to keep it together.
One more year. Keep it together.
Keep it together one more year.
So it sounds like I'm losing my partner.
I'm just going to borrow him for a race.
No, that's fine.
It's just.
What do you say, steal your girl?
I'm going to stick with Larry and with Jess, I guess, since I got dumped and replaced with some old geezer.
Well, I'm just. I'm letting you know, you kind of threw Tommy to the curb.
I did not throw Tommy to the curb. He threw me to the curb.
I just, hey, we can sit down and have a talk about this.
No.
You sound very.
Ladies, bring it down.
No.
Yes,
Someone's going to start throwing their water jug.
This happened to me when I was in high school. I dated this girl. And
what you're doing?
For Valentine's Day, I went and bought her a gold bracelet.
In high school?
Oh, wow.
In high school.
Wow.
It cost like $150.
Oh.
I know. That's a lot of money in high school.
Yes,
High school back then.
yes.
Making $7 an hour or whatever I was making at
High
the
school
time.
in the 90s? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I bought it for her and I was going to give it to her on Valentine's Day. So I had a whole plan. I was going to take her to dinner. I was going to give her the bracelet and we were going to have our first kiss. Right? I'd never kissed. I think I was like 16, 17 years old. I'd never kissed anything other than my mom. Maybe. I don't even know if I kissed my mom, to be honest with you. So I was like, I'm about to put this smack down on this chick. So, and she was experienced. She had kissed and held hands.
And held hands.
Wow.
With multiple boys. Right?
Oh, wow.
And she would always ask me, she's like,
Harlot.
she would, yeah. So like, she would even say, she would talk about kissing and, making out and all this other stuff. And I was so nervous. I was just like, oh my God. I don't know how to do, I don't know what I'm doing. Right?
Don't do that.
So, whatever, dude. So we went out to dinner and we came back.
Where'd you go to dinner? Do you remember?
Oh, I took her to like the Olive Garden, bro.
Oh,
We went big
Fancy.
time. We went
Unlimited
super
breadsticks.
fancy.
Wow.
Yeah. I said, get as
Ooh.
many breadsticks as you want.
wow. Okay.
So we get back and we're in my truck and I swear to God, we sat out in front of her house for 2 hours. I don't even know how long. And I was trying to work up the courage to like lean in for this kiss, right? So I give her the bracelet and I'm like, okay, she's going to be so like excited about it. I'm not going to have to lean in. She's going to just
Attack you.
She's going to come after me, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like, ah. So I gave her the bracelet. She was so excited. She loved it. It was beautiful. Da, 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 da. So we're sitting in the car. And finally, I'm like, all right, it's like, I don't know what time it was. It was like 11 o'clock. And I think our curfew was like 11. So
Yeah.
we had to go inside. And so we walk toward her house and we get to the back door. And she's like, I love my bracelet. Thank you. This evening was so wonderful. It was the best Valentine's Day ever. And I was like, oh, you're welcome. And so I was like, if it's now or never, James,
Yeah.
you got to do it. So I'm doing it.
Yes.
So I like lean in and just like, it took off running. Like, I don't even know if I hit her lips or nose or her cheek.
So angry.
I don't
about
know.
the ending of the story.
I just like real quick, just like, and I literally ran to my truck. I didn't look back. I peeled out, drove home, and the entire way home, I'm like, you freaking
I was
idiot.
gonna ask if you were like giddy laughing.
What is wrong with you? Oh my God, what am I doing? And so, I think that was like either Friday or Saturday night. So we came back to school on Monday. And so we come in and I'm like, oh, I gotta fix this. I gotta do this right. I gotta figure out something to do. So we come inside and we usually would eat lunch together. And we're sitting down eating lunch. She's like, oh, I love my bracelet so much. Thank you so much. If anything ever happens to us, would you want me to give it back to you? And you would have thought like that would have registered in my brain, like something's wrong.
Foreshadowing.
And
Yeah.
I was like, of course not. That was a gift for you. I would always want you to keep it and remember me. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. The next day, she broke up with me.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, she's like, I really feel like God doesn't want us to be together anymore. I'm like, why are you blaming God?
Oh, wow.
Well, I didn't know y'all were that tight. I was like, me and Jesus are tight too. How are you gonna blame him? He didn't tell me that. And so I was like, okay. And then like the next day, she was going out and sitting at lunch with one of my best friends on the basketball team, right? So that lasted about a week, and then she went to another best friend on the basketball team.
This girl was getting around.
I think you dodged a bullet.
Well, hold on.
Oh,
I think
okay.
so, too.
So
There's more.
a couple weeks later, we were at a basketball game, and her mom loved me. So her mom would actually, because I worked in the Woodlands, but school was in Conroe, and I lived in Willis.
Okay.
Right? So her mom would let me stay at her house on school nights because it was so far from my house because I worked at a pizza place right by their house.
Okay.
Right? So she would let me stay there, and then I would take like 3 or 4 kids from there to school. So I was kind of like
The bus driver.
basically,
Yeah.
right? So I would stay at their house like 2 or 3 days a week, right? She loved me. She'd make me breakfast, everything, right? Well, I would also see my ex-girlfriend 3 or 4 days a week. I would take her to school, whatever. And so when I was giving her a ride, and her boyfriend at the time was like, whatever. And, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, you remember that kiss I gave you? I was like, I know that was so weak. I was like, I know I can do better. Why don't we make out real quick? And she was like, okay.
Hey.
Right?
Yes.
So I went in there.
She was dating someone.
I put it on her, man.
James,
There was
this
no
is-
ring on her finger.
This is a comeback story.
That's what I'm saying.
I was ready to I was like, I know you don't like hugs, but I'm gonna give you a hug. But now it's come back.
No,
he
I put it
made
on her, man.
Yes.
I mean, that was oh my gosh. She was like, her leg was shaking.
Wow.
She was like getting it. And then I was like, oh, that wasn't bad. And then I never talked to her like for the next week. I would give her a ride and I would even like look in her
What a move.
face.
Man, if the
What a
listeners
move.
aren't inspired by this, I don't know what will inspire them.
But
okay.
I had to do that because I left this part out. So I made a mixtape for her because I was missing her so bad. And on the mixtape, in between the songs, I would say things like, I miss you so bad. This song really means this about me. This is how I think about you. And I found out from one of her friends,
She played it.
that was really close to me, that she had a sleepover with all of her girlfriends from the basketball team and played the mixtape for them.
Wow. I'm gonna just make an announcement right now.
I'm sorry, that's awful.
If that girl is listening, you know your name. If you have that mixtape, we'll pay top dollar for that.
we want
I would like to get that mixtape. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to hear that
I
mixtape.
will pay so much money for this mixtape.
I would pay money to get the mixtape, and I would put it on the YouTube channel because I'm just trying to remember parts of it, and I remember being in the living room, with the double cassette tape, and like stopping and recording. And my mom comes in, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." And I'm like, got tears in my eyes or whatever. I was making this mixtape. I remember "Brown Eyed Girl" was the first song on it because she had brown eyes, and I was like, "Ooh, my brown eyed girl." I would love. I don't know what other songs are on there now.
I'm gonna need this girl's name so I can find her, and I'm going to reach out to her, and I'm going to. It would be amazing to get that and for the bracelet.
But
I don't know if we can play tapes anymore though.
But I feel like I got the last laugh because that's I think that emboldened me.
That's good.
I got to get this chick back for doing this to me, right? So, but then it comes to find out later on, some of the other girls she was telling them that I dumped her after that. We had gotten back together.
I mean, it kind of.
And then I made out with her, and then after that, I dumped her.
I could see where they wouldn't.
And I was like, that is not actually what happened at all. She ripped my heart out. And then I made a wonderful mixtape, a beautiful act of love. And she embarrassed me to every other girl that I might even possibly be interested in. She hurt me.
Yeah, but maybe you never know. Did you ever date any of her friends?
No.
You got to always date the hotter friend.
I didn't. No.
Okay,
because they were like, "No, you don't date this loser fool."
I thought maybe
he might make me a mixtape. Oh my gosh! But
you should.
She married that guy.
Oh really?
They ended up getting married. They got 4 kids.
Really?
Yeah.
You should put that in a manuscript and sell those rights to make a movie. That could be like
it's a good story.
Teen coming of age story.
It's a very abridged. It's much better. My friends made so much fun of me when they found out about the mixtape.
I would too.
Oh, they were brutal, man. They were so brutal.
Do you remember making mixtapes? What a
I want to say that's the only mixtape I ever made.
Oh, I made
the
them.
only. Did you ever listen to Howard Stern? Probably, well, anyways, the producer there, Gary.
I know who that is.
Yes, he made a tape very similar to a girlfriend they broke up, but a videotape.
Oh.
And did a whole recording, wanting her back and stuff.
Yeah.
And somehow he found it and they played it on the show, and it was so funny, but definitely, I think they ended up paying like $50,000 for it or something.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty cringy.
I mean, the odds that she still has that cassette tape. She also has my Letterman jacket.
Oh, wow.
You gave her your Letterman jacket?
It was cold one night, and I had it, because I was patched out, head to toe, because I was all state and all this crap. And so I let her wear it one night, and we were still dating, and I never got it back.
I'm trying to decide who kind of.
She probably has a room in her. I'm pretty sure she has a secret room in her house where she's got my Letterman jacket, she's got my mixtape, and she's got my bracelet, and it's on a little shrine or something. And she goes in there every now and again, just thinking, man, what could have been.
Do you think there's a secret switch on the fireplace, and she pushes it,
and it comes up, and she can remember what could have happened? Because we're friends on Facebook and Instagram and stuff.
Okay.
So I know she sees what I'm doing and how I'm living, and so she's thinking to herself, man, what could have been?
Could have had 2 gold bracelets.
This dude looks marvelous.
Yeah,
marvelous. She could have had a matching necklace.
Yes,
true.
She
could have got a necklace and maybe an ankle bracelet.
Maybe even a second mixtape. A second mixtape.
I'd have made mixtapes every day.
At that point. We burned the CDs then.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's very true.
It was very embarrassing, but yes, I would love to hear that mixtape. Just I don't even know if I could keep a straight face. I don't know how far into that mixtape I could make it before I just lost my stuff.
You need to reach out to her and ask her.
Oh man,
you should.
She probably.
You should.
There's no way she still has that thing.
You don't know. Some people are pack rats.
There's no way.
She might.
She's married.
So?
That dude was ugly too.
Maybe they still listen to it from
He wasn't marvelous.
He was not marvelous. He was so...
Hey, look.
I didn't understand it. I couldn't understand it.
I have a friend who we go back and we go through. We have these little... When I
was in so much pleasure.
Drill team. We had to do senior letters. All the seniors had to write letters out to the younger people underneath us in drill team. Mm-hmm. And we would go back and we did this once a year for probably 10 years. And we would have some glasses of wine and we would then go back and read and we would just go through all the people we didn't like and we'd still giggle about it. I still have that book. I still go through it every now and then and I'm like, aha, didn't like you. So I mean, she might have it.
That would be kind of weird. Hey girl.
No, it wouldn't be weird.
How you doing? I was wondering, do you still have my Letterman jacket in my mixtape?
I would.
Can I get that off of you?
I would ask.
I think it's.
No, I'm all about asking.
I think it's gone.
I think so. I agree.
I think so. I mean,
What if it's not, though?
I mean,
unless
I'm not opposed to asking.
I mean, I
do we
want-
want to make a wager? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't.
Hold on,
What am I going to wager you?
do we know? I mean, I don't want to get morbid. Is her parents still alive?
Yes, both of her parents. I'm telling you, her mom loved me.
Maybe ask the mom.
I bet that would be something like maybe stored in the closet at the mom's house.
Yes.
Ooh, that's probably
That's
true.
where.
That's probably
I would
true.
think by now it's been recorded over. There's no way.
But like Lauren said, people are pack rats.
People put things in drawers and they forget about them for years.
I'll ask her. I'll text her. I'll message her.
If she
I'll
has
message.
it,
I'll DM her.
I will go get it. If
be
she
like-
has it, I'll be so happy
I'm gonna
to
be
go
like,
get
"Hey,
it.
girl, how you doing? I know you remember me.
Please don't do that.
The best kiss of your life.
Please don't do that.
Your husband still hasn't kissed you that way.
Oh,
no.
yes, yeah. Throw it down.
Just letting you know, we were talking about you the other day and about how I rocked your world,
Okay.
and about how I gave you the best gift ever,
I hope everyone's enjoying this podcast now.
and about how you tried to crush me and embarrass me with all the other girls in school.
Yeah,
You got that
that's-
mixtape?
Yeah.
yeah, that's gonna work.
Maybe I could present it differently. I don't know.
Give her 1 month of Patreon episodes.
Ooh, that's true. I did that.
Send her a sticker.
Like,
Send her a patch and a sticker.
Give her a Running with James patch.
I'm doing memoirs for my life, and I'm trying to like get some of the subtle details, and I just can't really remember. Didn't I make something for you one time? Do you still have that? You know
Oh
what
my
I'm talking
gosh.
We're in the possibility of making a Running with James museum, and we'd like some.
about? Yeah, so
we'd like
Rocking with James Museum. That's what's gonna get her.
that'll
That's
be
gonna close
the.
it. She's like, oh, of course.
Yes.
I'm like, you're gonna be an exhibit as well. So I would like you to give me photos from when you were in high school, not now. When you were in high school.
Actually, have Lauren do it. I'm a representative for the
Ah,
Running with
that'd be
James
better.
Museum.
That
I
would be
need
better.
reaching out to you.
Yes.
But,
I'm sorry. He's so busy right now. He just, he's such an important person.
He's being interviewed by People Magazine.
That's exactly right. Right. Rolling Stones is next. So
I'm just gonna say I love that story.
Do you?
That was amazing.
you're welcome.
That's
I have a lot of embarrassing stories from stuff like that. I had a lady one time that I had gone to high school with that I hadn't seen in probably 15 years. And I saw her somewhere and we were talking and she was telling me how she had a huge crush on me. And I was like, oh my God, I had a huge crush on you too. And she was in the grade beneath me. She's like, do you remember that day you came to school and your face was swollen? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you remember you came to school and your face was like huge. I was like, no, I don't remember that. She's like, yeah, you came to school and you had like some kind of allergic reaction or something and your face looked like a stinking marshmallow. And then I remembered it like all came rushing back into my head. Like my dad had made me, we were working on the farm and we had a bunch of fertilizer we were spreading. And I didn't wear gloves or anything. And I spread it all out and then I touched my face. And when I woke up the next morning, my entire face was just like
That'll do it.
so swollen. My lips, my cheeks.
Do you not go to the? Do you not take a
Barely.
shower?
Huh?
Do you not take a shower?
Well, I touched my face
Okay.
after touching the stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, even though I made a shower, it didn't
It
change.
didn't get it off.
chemicals ready to get in there.
And
It's already in.
my mother made me go to school on Monday.
Wow.
I woke up and she's like, are you okay? She's like, your face is all swollen. Can you see? And I was like, yep. Can you talk? Yes, ma'am. You're going to school.
Oh wow. You got set up.
Yeah.
Should
Just-
answer.
Can you imagine? This was my life, people. That's why I don't let things bother me so much.
I'll say my mom was way too gentle then because I took off half an eyebrow getting out of the carpool lane and she was like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. I was like, no, I have to go. I have a test today.
No.
That fits.
My mom would have shaved the other eyebrow off and then said, go to school.
Yeah, no, Alex is soft.
Yeah.
My son is soft. I'll hear like him sniffling and I'll hear Gabby. Oh, he's not going to school. He sniffled. I'm like, what?
That's her baby. That's her baby.
Yes, that's her baby. So
Oh, man.
I usually win if I was sick. Because we had that conversation. I win unless I was literally throwing up or hitting the floor, passing out. I went to school if I was sick. But that's what the nurse was for.
Nice.
You got to go spend an hour in the nurse, and then they'd kick you back out.
Nice. Well, anyway, I'm done embarrassing myself
Today.
today.
There's always another week, people.
at least on the podcast.
At least on the podcast.
Well, I'm sure we can get more stories. There'll be more race adventures.
Yeah. My love life in high school was something to behold. The only thing better than my love life in high school was my love life out of high school.
Oh, it's.
Oh, my
So
God.
stay tuned, people.
I'm a
As
clown.
we just getting into
thank
the.
God for Leah. Thank God for Leah. I don't even know how she ended up. I don't even know how she went on a date with me, to be honest with you. Oh, my God. She must have been in a bad way. The chick was desperate. I got her in a very vulnerable moment. I'm telling you.
Struck when
I struck gold, and I struck it at the right time.
The right time.
Opportunity, people. That's what I'm telling you. Life is less about what happens to you. It's more about when you see an opportunity, you take advantage of it. You don't be scared. You get it. You take it.
Yeah, everyone. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows the story. Gabby called me first,
I
so
don't
she
doubt
took
that.
that opportunity
Yeah.
and just snatched me up.
Yeah, she couldn't take the chance of like.
No, she gets a little mad about it,
Uh-huh.
and she was like,
because the dynamic, right?
she called the next day.
Oh, she didn't even wait 48 hours.
No, that's what I told. I told her I was going to call her, but it was going to be 2 days.
Okay.
I was playing it cool.
Of course.
Yeah, and
that's the way you do it.
Yep. So she's like, you didn't have the guts to call me, and I was like, no, you just.
You just couldn't wait.
I knew the power dynamic after that.
Oh, dang. You heard that right, Gabby? Because I know she listens to the show.
It is. She knows.
She knows.
She has all the power.
Yeah.
And I'm dynamic.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified for my life.
Of course. That's the only way to live. It's the only happy way to live. So guys, aside from all the amazing stories and the embarrassment, I think the key is that understanding that when like the challenges come, when the disappointments come, you don't let them defeat you, right? You don't let you get them down. Focus on the good, right? Focus on the positive, shift that dynamic and just move forward, and don't harp on it too long, right? So if you really just if you hold on to the disappointments too long, those disappointments turn into more disappointments, and those disappointments turn into more disappointments. Whereas if you can reframe it and you can focus on be thankful what you're thankful for, be positive, and look for the good stuff out of the situation, you'll be surprised at how quickly the situation can change.
One of the greatest basketball players, Michael Jordan, was cut from the varsity team his sophomore year.
He was.
And look at him now.
He was. Look at him now.
Yep.
So, and there's countless stories like that. I was cut from my freshman team and ended up starting before the season even started.
Very nice.
What I'm saying? So like things can change really quickly. And I think a lot of it just has to do with, your willingness to never give up, never say can't. And then when those opportunities do present themselves, you recognize them and you take them. Right?
Beautiful.
Yep. So, all right, guys, thanks for coming in today. Thanks for listening. We will be out and about with the HYROX Run Club. We're working on a social coming up here in June, the end of the month. So we'd love for you to come be a part of that. We also have our kids camp coming up in July 14th. So if you got kids and you want a great, fun opportunity for them to learn how to do obstacles, do HYROX, be fit, and have fun, then go to our website at mybcfit.com to check out all the details. Also, we are in summer. It's hot. We're running still. We're training still. We're planning stuff. It's going to be a crazy fall. It's going to be jam-packed. We were talking about it the other day. Once fall gets here, man, it's going to be intense.
Build that fitness
it's gonna be
now.
a whole
Now's the
new
time
group
to
of
build
people.
the fitness. So take those opportunities now. Don't take a time off, right? You can recover and you can enjoy your summer, but this is a great time to build that fitness, steal that mind and that will, set those goals, and then just watch us conquer this next season. So as always, guys, thanks for coming in. If you have the ability, support us on Patreon. You go to patreon.com/runningwithjames. Also follow us on YouTube. And then, of course, share, because you will share things that you like with the people that you like and the people you don't like, too. So anyway, we got it all?
We got it all.
Got it all?
Covered.
Covered. All right. Get out there, conquer, guys. Remember, when you change your mind,
You change your life.
peace out.